they talking real loud. Spreading no light, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Got my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Propaganda swilling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In the heart of the struggle, we dare to dream. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track.
Another Queen Ahmadiyyah production.
Haze on the corner, they talking real loud. Spreading no light, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Got my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Propaganda swilling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In the heart of the struggle, we dare to dream. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. Haze on the corner, they talking real loud. Spreading no light, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Got my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Propaganda swilling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In the heart of the struggle, we dare to dream.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your daily vitamin. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. All right, so let's get into it. We are back again, honey. Okay, because there's breaking news about y'all's president. He's so nefarious. Now Trump has gotten caught up in his lies and he's running scared. Okay, we're about to get into it, honey, because I absolutely love to hear it. Okay, hello, Buckhurst, DC, Deronda, we the people, Laverne is here. All right, Hadassah is in the building. All right, Sandra, Nessa G, we the people, DJ Big Six, Laverne, let's get into it. Queen Amoni Huey, all right. Shout out to all of my loyal royals. I see you, Pearly. Shout out to all of my loyal royals and everyone tuned into the Queen. I see you, Byron. All right. So let us get into it. Okay, let us get into it. Emperor Rex is here. All right. Okay, so Leon, there you go. That's who I was looking for. Okay, Lillian X with those pretty dimples. All right, let's get into it. Love Christy. All right, so shout out to everyone tuned into the Queen. Sandra is here. Did I say you? And Nesta G. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Peaceful living. Everybody hit that like button. Don't forget to double check and make sure that you're still subscribed, especially if you have not been receiving those notifications. Y'all know how they be hating on the Queen on YouTube. Okay, so now let's have a brief word from my sponsor at 12 Tribes.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
All right, so don't forget you can purchase 12 Tribes Hair Oil at Etsy.com. Just look for Lisa Crafts. You can also find it at Walmart.com. Okay? Now, and also don't forget that she sells beard oil. Okay, so let's get into it because I don't want to be here all night. Y'all, I'm already tired. Okay, I've been working literally all day. So let's talk about it because here's the thing. Trump then got caught lying. Ooh, honey, I am tickled pink. I'm sorry, can a black person be tickled pink? I don't think so, but that's what I am at this point. Okay, I want y'all to pay attention. Trump has gotten caught in his lies, and see, I knew it was coming. And so he's probably wondering now, he's probably saying to himself, did somebody in my camp leak those redacted emails? So, as you know, I reported to you earlier that Congress was going to get to see some of the redacted emails today. Well, here's the little trick that they had for them. So, they were sent into this room to look at these files, and you know, there's so many of them, millions. And so they were sent into this room. Well, not millions because the redacted files, yeah, probably still millions because so many are redacted. But nonetheless, they sent them into this room. Now, they had to go in by themselves. This is so crazy because you know what I thought was going to happen? Let me just tell you. And you all likely thought the same thing. I thought that all of Congress was going to be in a room with computers and everything or whatever, you know, search devices and all that. And they're going to have the files and they're going to be able to go through the unredacted files and see whatever they can see and, you know, take notes and all of that, screenshots if they want. But no, maybe not screenshots. But here's the thing. They sent them into a room allegedly. And basically, they couldn't take anything in there. They had to go in there, and the only thing they could leave out with was whatever they could remember. Okay, whatever they could remember. So, with that all being said, and they couldn't work together. Like they couldn't be saying, okay, you get this part, I'll get this part. No, none of that. Each person goes in by themselves. So I do believe that it was Massey that went in and asked Ro Khanna if he wanted him to bring him back the information or something like that. I'm not really sure. Okay, but nonetheless, they have at least 6 other men whose names were on the unredacted files. But the thing about Trump is, well, they found out that Trump's been telling little lies about Epstein. But guess what? Y'all heard it here first because I told you his ass was lying when he said that he kicked Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago for being a creep. Trump, you're a creep. Talking about grabbing women by the ussy and all that, paying off Stormy Daniels to keep her from talking. Okay, at the end of the day, I mean, he married a corn model, right? So anyway, with that all being said, we know he's a freak is all I'm saying. And all of these allegations that we have already seen in the emails about him, I absolutely believe most of them. Okay, if not all. So with that all being said, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Because I told y'all, and we already know Trump's just a liar who lies. Here we go. Just a liar who lies. And to think that mad Karen from MAGA had the nerve to tell me on TikTok, you calling our president a liar and then gonna tag the White House. Girl, if you don't sit down somewhere, as if the White House themselves don't know he's a whole liar.
All that bothered me were the names of at least 6 men that have been redacted that are likely incriminated by their inclusion in these files. So that's the first thing that I saw. It took some digging to find them. Then I'll let you talk about what you saw.
Well, and we discussed that. I mean, there are 6 men, some of them with their photographs that have been redacted, and there's no explanation why those people were redacted. And Thomas discovered it through his MIT logic with some of the searches. But, you know, that's really concerning.
There are 6 men we went in there for 2 hours. There's millions of files, right? And in a couple of hours, we found 6 men whose names have been redacted, who are implicated in the way that the files are presented.
Yeah, what's your message to Pam Bondi after what you saw today?
Need to do a little more work. And I would like, I mean, we'll see her at the Judiciary Committee here in a couple of days.
At the very least, these 6 men, maybe she can make public. I mean, we're happy to provide the information to them, and they should do that.
Are these men U.S. citizens? What fields do they work in? Is it finance? Is it political?
At least one is a U.S. citizen. At least one is a foreigner, and the other 3 or 4 have names. I'm not sure if they're foreign or U.S.
In which field do they work in? Is it finance, banking, political?
One is pretty high up in the foreign government.
Now, I want you all to pay attention. The reporters are so messy. What field do they work in? You know, they're trying to use that to try to figure out what they can figure out. I don't blame you.
And some are there. One of the others is a pretty prominent individual. But I think that the point is that these 6 are just what we found in 2 hours of a review of the files that aren't redacted. The broader issue is why so many of the files they're getting are redacted in the first place.
Exactly. Because like I told you all, why are they redacting these people who are sending the emails? And why are they redacting the names, you know, just for the people that are actually likely the accused, okay, the clients? Why are these names redacted? The only ones that were instructed to redact were the victims and the victims' information, okay? Anyway, with that being said, let's go to Representative Jamie Raskin, because he has some things to say. I find it all so interesting and clearly nefarious.
Herman, at least I believe that there were tons of completely unnecessary redactions in addition to the failure to redact the names of victims. And so that's troubling to us. I saw one document which was an email that was sent by Jeffrey Epstein to Ghislaine Maxwell, which was the forward of an email that he had received from some of his lawyers, giving an account of a conversation between Epstein lawyers and Trump lawyers and others about what had taken place during that 2009 period. It was during the period of the 2009 investigation. And Epstein's lawyers synopsized and quoted Trump as saying that that Jeffrey Epstein was not a member of his club at Mar-a-Lago, but he was a guest at Mar-a-Lago, and he had never been asked to leave. And that was redacted for some indeterminate, inscrutable reason. I know it seems to be at odds with some things that President Trump has been saying recently about how he had kicked Jeffrey Epstein out of his club or asked him to leave. And this was at least one report that appears to contradict it.
Now, first of all, he needs to sit down somewhere, because here's the thing. Why didn't he just call Trump the liar that he is? He said it seems to contradict what the president's already said. And that what he used, the word contradict. First of all, he lied. Okay, he lied. Plain and simple. He did not kick that man out of Mar-a-Lago. And guess what? This is after he knew what he was doing. It's after he knew what he was doing. And also, just so you know, I don't know if he said that part, because I'm clearly multitasking, but Trump's lawyers were literally talking to Epstein's lawyers. Okay? Yeah, he did say that, because that's what they were saying when they were talking about the fact that Trump didn't kick him out of Mar-a-Lago. So what are you doing? What's your lawyers doing talking to his lawyers? Because at this time, we already know. It's already, word is out there in the streets, because he's already been arrested at this time. Okay, he was already arrested in 2009 when he got the sweetheart deal. So at this point, you already know that he's a whole freak. And your lawyer is talking to his lawyer? I want y'all to pay attention. And Trump ain't hit on it. And that's not the only lie he's told, I'm sure. But the DOJ just got caught covering for him. Okay, now here's the thing. If this is the case, and they redacted Trump for something so simple, Please pay attention because it's not even a serious allegation. But if they redacted Trump's name for something so minute, what do you think they really are covering up about Trump? Okay, MAGA minions, where y'all at? I have several questions. Okay, but let's continue. Let us continue.
Thomas Massey and Ro Khanna spent 2 hours today at the DOJ going through the Epstein files. And after that, they gave a press conference. Now, they mentioned something about 6 individuals in the files, all right? And just listen to them trying to describe those 6 individuals and ask yourself, are they talking about Donald Trump?
Are these men U.S. citizens? What fields do they work in? Is it finance? Is it political?
At least one is a U.S. citizen. At least one is a foreigner, and the other 3 or 4 have names. I'm not sure if they're foreign or U.S.
In which field do they work in? Is it finance, banking, political?
One is pretty high up in the foreign government,
and some are there. One of the others is a pretty prominent individual. But I think that the point is that these.
Now, this is where things get interesting. Thomas Massey says he didn't type Trump's name in the database.
Congressman Raskin also viewed these materials earlier, and he said that he saw President Trump's name redacted. He saw Lee Wexner's name redacted. Did you see President Trump's name redacted, Lee Wexner's name redacted? Can you share anything about that?
I didn't put Donald Trump in the search engine, so I couldn't tell you.
Now, you know damn well he's lying. You know he's lying, right? Y'all do know that he's lying. Who in their right mind went in there with all those files unredacted for them to see? And they didn't type in Trump's name. Honey, that's the first name everybody typed in. Okay? That is the first name everyone typed in. Okay? And why wouldn't it be? Darn sure would have been my first.
Why not?
Wait a minute. Donald Trump's name is in there over 5,000 times, and you didn't type his name into the search engine?
That.
I didn't put Donald Trump in the search engine, so I couldn't tell you.
Why not?
I did.
Don't they look like they've just seen a ghost the moment Donald Trump's name is mentioned?
Yes. Yes.
Thomas Massey.
They damn sure saw a ghost, okay? No, good and darn well, that's the first name they put in. Now, here is Ro Khanna again.
Are turning out to be one of the biggest cover-ups in American history. I was just in Ghislaine Maxwell's deposition. She refused to answer a single question about who the rich and powerful men were who raped underage girls on Epstein's Island. Now, Thomas Massey and I are going to the Justice Department at 3 p.m. today. We're going to demand to see the unredacted files so we can hold this group of elite accountable. The Epstein files are turning out to be one of the biggest cover-ups in American history. I was just in Ghislaine Maxwell's deposition.
Now listen, I need you all to do me a favor because I know I'll forget. Okay, listen close. I need you all to remind me when I'm done talking about all this Trump stuff. Please do not let me forget to show you all this Black woman who said that MAGA burned her face, and also, hold on, and also finessed 2 times. Don't let me forget to tell you all about finesse 2 times when he went in on Glorilla's sister, who's been begging for money and talking trash. Okay, so now with that all been said, let's talk about Michael Jackson, because here's what I noticed. Now, remember the other day I did a video telling you all that they were trying to put Michael Jackson in this mess? Michael Jackson was acquitted. They can sit down somewhere. Now, he may have known Epstein or whatever, but my belief is that, and many others, is that Michael Jackson knew what they were up to. Okay, and supposedly that's why he built Neverland. But I want you all to pay attention, because remember, when they first started releasing stuff, they tried to put Michael Jackson out there first. And that's likely because they know all the rumors that we've already heard and all of that stuff. But here's what the prosecutor who tried to prosecute Michael, this is what he came out and said. Now I want y'all to pay attention, because here's the thing. I've told you all so many times how every time white men get caught, with their hand in the cookie jar, doing some perverted, deviant, sexually deviant behaviors, they always try to bring a black man in and make them the face of it. So Michael Jackson's been dead all this time, but here they come. Michael Jackson was a monster, but I still hit play. If we threw away every work made by a bad person, there would be almost nothing left. Okay, hold on. That's not the one I'm looking for. That's an old thing. That's an old receipt. But hold on. This prosecutor, hold on. I'm going to let you all listen to, hold on. Is this it? Hold on, beloveds. I think this is it. So this prosecutor, like I said, he's bringing up Michael Jackson, saying Michael Jackson could go out here and do stuff and darn near get away with it. I like his nerve. Okay, so while I find that receipt, I hate when I can't find my receipts. I have too many. But while I'm looking for that receipt, I'm going to let you all listen to Harvey Levin. He's giving an update on Savannah Guthrie's mother. Okay, what's going on with that? So I'm going to put that video up, and I'm going to put an overlay, of course, while I dig up my Michael Jackson receipt, because I want you all to hear this. All nefarious. Okay, here we go. Let me see here.
Nancy Guthrie is still alive. That is at least what Savannah Guthrie seems to be telegraphing in her latest Instagram post. She says she, meaning Nancy, is feeling these prayers. So she believes Nancy is still out there. And the other thing that seems clear is they have reached a dead end with whoever took her mother. She says that we believe our mom is out there. We need your help. This is Monday, and the deadline is today at 5 o'clock Tucson time. And the kidnappers made it very clear in the first ransom note, which we received, the situation is dire if they are true to their words, if they don't get that ransom money at 5 o'clock today, Tucson time. We have checked the Bitcoin address, and you can see what's deposited. As of this moment, the $6 million ransom has not been deposited. Something has happened where they are at a stalemate, because if you remember over the weekend, Savannah said, we are ready to pay, and the money isn't there. There is some reason, obviously, as to why they haven't. And it just seems like Savannah is throwing her hands up, saying law enforcement is doing everything they possibly can, but she is begging for the help of anybody, no matter how far away, for anything that could be a clue. The kidnappers, as far as we know, have not shown proof of life. Now, we have only seen the first ransom note, not the second. The second was sent to a local Phoenix television station, but it seems that the kidnappers have not done anything concrete, although there is something really interesting in the message Savannah left over the weekend when she said, we understand, referring to that first note. So there is something that the kidnappers said or demanded that Savannah is acknowledging. And then to me, the key word in that Instagram post over the weekend is the word celebrate. What did Savannah mean to say, we want to celebrate with our mother? It's an odd phrase to use in the middle of all of this. And the only thing I can think of is that word may well have been used in that second ransom note. I don't know, because we haven't received the second, but the word is so out of context that I think it's reasonable to at least guess that that word was used in that second note. Now, she says, our mom has been taken and we don't know where. So she is kind of acknowledging that. And as we told you last Friday, that the way the ransom note, and we'll be a little bit descriptive now, the way the ransom note is worded, that they say we will bring your mother back to Tucson, meaning They're not in Tucson right now, if you believe them and take them at their word. We will bring her back to Tucson within 12 hours of the time that we receive the money. Well, if you take 12 hours and then you multiply it by 60 miles an hour, it gives you about a 700-mile radius around Tucson. And so it's basically the Western United States, if you take them at their word that they would be within the confines of that 700-mile radius. Personally, I think that there is a good chance that they are way closer. And the reason I say that is there is a connection between this kidnapper and the Tucson television market, which is a much smaller radius than 700 miles. This person who wrote it has some connection to Tucson, because the first ransom note was sent to 2 local television stations there, in addition to us. The second ransom note sent to KOLD, which is one of those 2 television stations in Tucson. So whoever wrote this has some connection. Remember, if this were just somebody who saw Savannah Guthrie on TV and said, here's what we're going to do, they probably would have sent it to NBC News, where Savannah works. This is somebody connected to Tucson, and it just feels like it's somebody who either knew Nancy or knew of Nancy, that she had a famous daughter. And that's somebody in that Tucson area. So we talked about it on Friday, but it sure seems to me that if, and I want to say one other thing, that whoever wrote this is intelligent, is articulate. And I say that because the way that first ransom note is worded, it is well structured. The grammar is almost perfect. And it is somebody who is smart. And so if there's somebody in the Tucson area who noticed that somebody over the last week has gone MIA, who is smart and articulate, I don't know, that might be a lead. But it just feels like this is somebody who lived in that Tucson area, or at least the Tucson market. And it is somebody who, if you believe this letter, is within that radius right now with Nancy of the city of Tucson, Arizona. So unfortunately, it seems, at least judging by Savannah's most recent post, that they are at some kind of a dead end, because she's just now begging for everybody's help as the clock keeps ticking.
Well, here's my thing. What happened to all that help that Trump promised? Trump said he was going to get all the FBI out there, all the feds. He was going to have them out there searching high and low, looking under every rock. No stone would be left unturned. Isn't that what he said? Where's all this at? See, I told y'all he was lying. He doesn't like that lady. That lady got him on there, did an interview, and she asked him about the Epstein files. No, she didn't ask him about that. I'm sorry. She asked him about the satanic rituals and all that stuff that his MAGA minions were blaming on the Democrats. And she asked him to disavow it, to denounce it, and he wouldn't do it. And he was being very nasty with her, as he usually is. When people ask him questions he doesn't like. So when he came out immediately talking about he's going to do everything and he's going to have all the agents and all the resources and all this, I'm saying, you know what? This sounds like just some sort of strategy he's using to say these things so nobody looks at him. Okay? That was what I was getting for. My spirit told me that. I definitely think Trump had something to do with it. And if he didn't, I think he may know who did. That's my opinion. Now, with that all being said, because let's not forget, Savannah Guthrie's husband, his business was mentioned in the Epstein files. Now, if they're mentioning his business, okay, I have several questions. Now, here's what they said about Michael Jackson, and this came from the New York Post about 2 days ago on the 7th. Michael Jackson was a PDF file who could abuse children almost with impunity, claims prosecutor who tried the King of Pop. Now, see, this is what I'm talking about right here. What are they bringing this up for? He's already, been acquitted. All right, so why would you say that? Michael Jackson's family needs to sue him, as far as I'm concerned, for defamation, libel, and slander. Okay, so now here's what they say. A California prosecutor who tried Michael Jackson for arresting a child cancer survivor remains adamant that the King of Pop was a PDF file. Of all the times for him to come out and be adamant about it, I'm just saying, y'all know what this is. Y'all know the playbook. Okay. So the former senior deputy district attorney for Santa Barbara appears on camera in a TV show, a new TV show, explaining why he felt Jackson should have served 20 years for abusing. This has to be a typo. Anyway, abusing a child companion. Okay, Gavin Arivizio in 2005 at that trial. Now, adamant, Ron Zonin, one of the lead prosecutors of Santa Barbara County, is convinced MJ was a Lester and that Arvizio had told the truth. Now, wait a minute. This was likely the first case. Was this the first case? No, this wasn't the first case because they took Michael Jackson to court a couple of times. Well, I know one time he settled, and that's because the record label told him to. I think he paid like $10 million. And then people were like, oh, saying he was guilty and all of that. But he wanted to go to trial in the first place. So anyway, Zonin doubled down on Channel 4's upcoming show. Okay, the trial on his assertion that the Thriller star was a PDF file who could abuse children almost with impunity. He sounds so darn stupid. Okay, in court, Jackson was cleared of 14 charges, okay, connected to the abuse of Arvizio. So he did go to court about that. That's what I was thinking. He got acquitted of all this stuff. But Zonin revealed his belief that the musician had abused before 2003, which was not included in their charge list. Oh, okay. So now you're making up stuff. I want y'all to pay attention. So now we're going by his beliefs. Now we're going by his beliefs. Well, here's the thing. If Michael Jackson was being accused of and going to court, why wouldn't anyone who had a problem with Michael Jackson trying to do something like to their kid, why wouldn't they have seen that as an opportunity to come forward? If they had been scared or whatever, thought nobody would believe them, just like with Epstein, just like with Weinstein, okay, just like with Diddy, just like with R. Kelly. When one person comes out, the floodgates open and all these people start coming out. So how come this person, these people that he thinks, that he believes, how come none of these people came out? Okay, he is so stupid. Now, the Bombshell TV interview also teases, that that the singer's former child pals, Wade Robson and James Safechuck, had spoken up of claims they were abused rather than wait, or had they spoken up rather than wait until 2019, Jackson's fate may have been different. Here's the thing. It may have been, but they didn't. You know why they didn't? Because in 2019, when they came out saying that stuff, they were lying. They were lying. They had already said Michael didn't do anything. Now he's dead, and here y'all come broke, busted, and dusty, and now y'all need some cash. So now y'all come up there and telling all these lies. That's how I feel about the whole thing. And see, that's when I really started to have disdain for Oprah. Okay, because she's the one that let them come on her platform after she sat there and hugged Michael Jackson, okay, acting like she was such good friends with him in his lifetime, but she allowed them to come on her platform. And the reason she would betray Michael like that is because Oprah and her friend Gail, they're friends with David Geffen. Okay, remember they were on his yacht on Oprah's birthday. I think she turned 65, and they were watching the R. Kelly documentary. And so that's the person who allegedly started the rumors about Michael Jackson being that way, because he was upset, supposedly, because he hit on Michael Jackson, and Michael Jackson told him that he liked women. Okay? That's also the same man who funded part of Obama's campaign. He wanted Obama to run because he was ticked off at Hillary and Bill Clinton for whatever reason. I forget what it was, but they ticked him off. So he darn sure didn't want Hillary to win. And he felt like because Black people always vote Democrat disproportionately, then he felt like Hillary had a good chance of winning. So he had to get somebody that could just stop her dead in her tracks. And he was successful because a Black man running for president, especially somebody educated and charismatic like Obama, she stood no choice, or she stood no chance of winning. So anyway, the veteran lawyer claimed that beloved global entertainer and philanthropist Jackson's appeal and star quality allowed him to pull the wool over the jury's eyes. Y'all hear this? So now the jury got it wrong. All of a sudden, here he comes. The jury got it wrong. How many times has he told this story? Because I've never heard him say this before. Channel 4 fans will get to see these incredibly powerful comments this Wednesday and Thursday, February the 11th and 12th, in an hour-long episode of the trial. This is really ticking me off. I want y'all to pay attention. So now they're putting out a show, putting Michael Jackson on the forefront. I want y'all to pay attention to these wicked devils. And see, this is what I'd be talking about right here. This is what I be talking about right here. I'm going to tell you something else they're doing. One of the things that I believe they're also doing is a reason that they're also doing this is, of course, to distract us from the white men that are doing these things, but also because people are all over TikTok, myself included. We're all over TikTok doing videos about how Michael Jackson knew what they were doing once he found out what they were doing, and also he likely had things done to him as a child in the industry. But Michael Jackson was trying to counter it and trying to protect the children. See, they don't want that narrative. Okay, we got to paint this black man as the bad guy. These people are so wicked, honey. But let me continue. Let me continue. So now, with that all being said, just low down and nefarious. Okay. So now let's talk about this Jeffrey Epstein victim. And I have the paperwork. She was a victim and she actually filed a police report back in 1996. And they didn't really do anything. Okay, you know how many other people could have been saved, possibly, had they done something in the first place? Let's get into it. Next up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Now, here's what this document says. Okay, Congress of the United States. Dear Acting Inspector General Bleier, Oversight Democrats are investigating Jeffrey Epstein, his enablers, network, and accomplices, and the numerous failures by the United States government that denied justice to survivors. Recent disclosures made under the Epstein Files Transparency Act have underscored the depth of these failures. Records prove that Jeffrey Epstein's crimes were first reported to the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI, in 1996. Nearly a decade before Palm Beach police opened the investigation that resulted in Epstein's first indictment. As we continue our inquiry, we request that the Department of Justice Office of the Inspector General, the DOJ, and the OIG investigate the FBI's failure in the 1990s to adequately respond to or investigate allegations of misconduct by Jeffrey Epstein, including his alleged possession and distribution of child sexual abuse material, CSAM is what they call it, okay, and to examine why subsequent internal department reviews failed to meaningfully address that failure. Yeah, because why were they covering for him? Because clearly that's what they were doing. Now, in 1996, Maria Farmer warned the FBI that Jeffrey Epstein and his associates were abusing minors and producing CSAM. Now, according to Ms. Farmer's complaint, which was recently made public pursuant to the Epstein Files Transparency Act, okay, it says complainant stated that she is a professional artist and took pictures of her sisters, 12 and 16 years old, for her own personal artwork. Epstein stole the photos and the negatives and is believed to have sold the pictures to potential buyers. Epstein at one time requested Blank to take pictures of young girls at swimming pools. Epstein is now threatening Blank that if she tells anyone about the photos, he will burn her house down. Y'all hear this? Okay, now, Ms. Farmer bravely and directly accused Epstein of the possession and distribution of CSAM, and her complaint underscores concerns that there may have been actionable evidence of Epstein working with accomplices, his potential buyers, to exploit and harm young women and girls as early as 1996, probably even before then, if we're just being honest. Okay, her complaint also clearly alleged that Epstein used threats to try to intimidate and control vulnerable women in his orbit, a well-documented tactic used by Epstein against other survivors. Ms. Farmer also alleges that at the time of the complaint, she urged FBI investigators to look at other powerful figures in Epstein's social circle, including former President Bill Clinton and Donald damn Trump. Do y'all hear this? Do y'all hear this? Now, she told them to look into Bill Clinton and Donald Trump in 1996. Do y'all hear this? Now, I know I seem shocked because I am, because I went and dug up this paper, but I didn't read it. I was waiting till I got on the live. Y'all know I like to read my stuff with y'all. But here is the thing. So you mean to tell me that they had this darn evidence in 1996 and didn't do a darn thing? See, that's right there lets us know that this is never going to be solved. Nobody's probably going to get any consequences. Okay, it's going to be more shenanigans. Anyway, let me continue. Despite these harrowing allegations, the FBI failed to pursue a thorough investigation at the time and even failed to provide Ms. Farmer with any meaningful follow-up to her complaints for a full decade. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all know why you know they're full of crap? Because they were investigating Diddy all the way back in 2011. Remember, I reported to you all that they supposedly, and I showed you the paperwork and receipts, where they took James Rosemond, aka Jimmy Hitchman, and they asked him back in 2011 if he had any knowledge of Diddy doing anything with minor boys. Okay. And then he said they showed him pictures of nude women, and he didn't understand what that had to do with any of it. All right. And they didn't find anything. But now y'all already had information on these people. Are y'all serious? Let's continue. Let's continue. Now, with that all being said, and I find it also interesting, like I told you all the other day, like the main person who was reporting on Diddy and even lying on Diddy when the story was already salacious enough, but making up lies on Diddy all the way down there at the courthouse in New York. I find it interesting. They haven't said one damn word about Jeffrey Epstein, Bill Clinton, Trump. They haven't said a damn word about any of this. And then sitting over there lying and talk about, y'all know, I just don't talk about politics because it gets me angry. I don't want to get angry. You were angry as hell at Diddy, but you kept reporting about him. You probably got over 1,000 videos on it. Most of it with lies. But let's continue. So that all being said, this is absolutely unbelievable. Despite these harrowing allegations, the FBI failed to pursue a thorough investigation at the time and even failed to provide Ms. Farmer with any meaningful follow-up to her complaint for a full decade. Epstein was allowed to continue exploiting children for years afterward, during which hundreds of additional victims were harmed. Those FBI agents, wherever they are today, they need to be arrested for this. Because as far as I'm concerned, they're guilty as Epstein. Hell, were they at his island? I really have questions. So further, by failing to investigate Epstein's distribution of CSAM to accomplices, the FBI missed an opportunity to uncover and arrest others who participated directly in Epstein's crimes. Today, Ghislaine Maxwell is the only Epstein accomplice to have been convicted for participating in his crimes. Hold on, I just thought about something. This is all so darn messy. Y'all know why nothing was done? Do y'all know why nothing was done? What was I thinking? Of course, the FBI didn't do anything in 1996. She gave them the information on the whole presidents. Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton was the president then. Bill Clinton. That's why nothing got done. Then when it comes up again, and somebody asked me in the comments why Biden didn't do anything about this list, I guess that's what you're talking about, when he was in office. Well, here's the thing. When Biden was in office, Ghislaine Maxwell was on trial. Jeffrey Epstein got killed in prison in 2019, right? So Trump was in office. Biden was in office in 2020. So with that all being said, hold on. Yeah, Ghislaine Maxwell was on trial when Biden was in office, because I think her trial ended maybe around 2021, 22, something like that. But I'm pretty sure that when Biden was in office, Ghislaine was on trial. Epstein, however, was on trial when Trump was the president. And when William Barr had access to that prison, okay, that Epstein was in. And that's why William Barr, in my opinion, is the one who aided and arranged his escape. Because we now know that he's not dead, right? Can we all agree that Epstein's not dead? Once in the chat if y'all think he's dead. Once in the chat if y'all think Epstein is dead at this point. Because at this point, I don't think the man's dead, okay? And so anyway, let's continue. Goes on to say, this is all a hot mess. Okay, so the FBI missed an opportunity to uncover and arrest others who participated directly in Epstein's crimes. Okay, to date, Ghislaine Maxwell is the only Epstein accomplice to have been convicted of participating in his crimes, and Attorney General Pam Bondi claims that DOJ has no evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties. She knows she's lying. She knows she's lying. Okay, I've seen stuff that would I'm like, how can they not prosecute for this? They know who the people are. Okay, they've seen the unredacted pictures now and the information. So I'm sure there's photos in there. And I forgot to tell you all, the other day, I saw one of the files and it had these people and they were all like their faces were blocked out, but they had a black man. They showed his face. I meant to tell you all that. They act like it was an accident, but they showed the black man's face. Okay, please pay attention. I need to find out who that black man is, and I need to find that video so I can show it to you all. It's somewhere in my emails, one of my emails. Now, with that all being said, against uncharged third parties. So there's no evidence to predicate that investigation. Yeah, okay. Comparing these astonishing failures, DOJ's later internal review of prosecutorial decisions in the Southern District of Florida did not address or mention the 1996 CSAM allegations. As a result, DOJ, Congress, the American people, and most importantly, the survivors of Epstein's abuse have no understanding of how and why Epstein was allowed to continue his crimes. Because the people that they were reporting him to were in on it. They were probably at Epstein's Island. That's my opinion. Now, this lack of review raises serious questions about broader failures of accountability within DOJ. Accountability, we respectfully request that DOJ, OIG investigate why the FBI failed to fully investigate the credible child porn and sexual abuse allegations reported by Maria Farmer in the mid-90s. It's a darn shame. Not to mention, she put herself at risk when she came forward. She could have lost her life and they didn't even do anything. Whether those failures were the result of misconduct, gross negligence, or systemic deficiencies within the FBI. Why subsequent DOJ internal reviews appear to have failed to fully examine or address these investigative failures. Whether information related to these allegations was improperly suppressed, disregarded, or withheld. And what reforms or accountability measures are necessary to ensure such failures do not occur again. For survivors like Maria Farmer, her family, and all the people Jeffrey Epstein abused in the decades that followed this unanswered complaint, this was not merely a missed investigative opportunity, it was a profound betrayal by their own government, and it still is. The continued failure to fully examine these early lapses perpetuates the very cover-up that allowed Epstein's abuse to continue unchecked for decades. We're fighting to end the Epstein cover-up for survivors like Maria Farmer, who was failed repeatedly by the very institutions sworn to protect her, and for the thousands of others whose lives were irrevocably harmed as a result. Transparency and accountability are not optional. They're long overdue. This is so deplorable. The American people, and especially Epstein survivors, deserve the truth. We urge your office to conduct a thorough, independent investigation and to make your findings public. Thank you for your attention to this critical matter. We look forward to your response. Honey, they're not going to do a darn thing. This is Trump's DOJ. This is Trump's FBI. They're not going to do anything other than what Trump tells them. And he's not going to tell them to do anything with this. The Committee on Oversight and Government Reform is the principal oversight committee of the House of Representatives and has broad authority to investigate any matter at any time under House Rule 10. Now, if you have any questions regarding this request, please contact committee Democratic staff, and then they have the number. Signed, Robert Garcia, ranking member. They sent this to James Comer. So, you know, the only thing Congress may do something. I don't even know about that because it seems like they've been dragging their feet. Okay, because that's who they're talking to. At the end of the day, it seems like they're dragging their feet. So I have no idea. Okay, I have no idea if they would even actually do what they need to do. Because I feel like most of them are in on it too. So what do you all think? What do you all think? Now let's go to this clip because I think this was a Super Bowl ad where James Tallarico, there's a Super Bowl commercial where he said flat out that billionaires own politicians. Now I want y'all to marinate. Sit with that for a second. He said billionaires own politicians. Okay. Terry Lee King said Epstein ain't hardly dead. First time he was arrested, he could leave whenever he wanted to, like he was staying in a hotel. Exactly. Leaving for 12 hours a day while you're in jail. Okay, specifically for the stuff he was in jail for. They should have thought about him being out there doing predatory things while he was on the loose, and I guarantee you he was. And as far as Michael Jackson is concerned, okay, love you, Queen, and I love you, right, Black beloved. Okay, this is all nefarious. Did you see TPUSA get caught faking views? Ha! No, I didn't. But what I did see, beloved, what I did see was that terrible performance by Kid Rock. Okay, or should I call him Old Rock? At this point, he looks like an old piece of leather and not well put together either. But he was lip syncing, and the music was not even in sync with his mouth, honey. It was all just a hot mess. But he sat there and talked about how it was going to be like David and Goliath. Is he serious? Okay, let's go to this Super Bowl commercial. Like, sub, everyone, please like and share. That's right. Jonathan's toy maker said Michael Jackson was innocent. Yes, he was acquitted.
Just gets it. He just bought this Super Bowl ad and just dropped the preview of it here. So take a look.
Billionaires don't just influence politicians, they own them. That's why I don't take corporate PAC money. It's why I fought to cap campaign contributions. In the Senate, I'll ban billionaires from making unlimited secret donations. I'll stop members of Congress from trading stocks, and I'll raise taxes on those at the top to fund tax cuts for the rest of us. I'm James Tallarico, and I approve this message because our government should work for all of us, not just billionaires.
Ding, ding, ding. I do not know why this is so hard. This is how you communicate effectively and efficiently to the American people. The Super Bowl ad is going to resonate with the people of Texas and the people of America. And fellow Democrats out there, if you are watching this and you are running a campaign or you're a politician or whatever, take notes. This is how you talk to the electorate. James Tallarico just gets it. He just bought this.
Okay, now let's go to the next Super Bowl ad, because this one was with the Epstein survivors. And then the last one, that's where it gets tricky. That's the one that started all the drama online. Okay, let's get into it.
We just now have gotten access to a public service announcement that is being put out by Epstein survivors. It's going to air first in the Super Bowl. It has just hit online. We have it, and I'd like our director to play it right now. I'm watching it for the first time along with you. Let's take a look.
After years of being kept apart, we're standing together.
Standing together.
Because this girl deserves the truth.
Because she deserves the truth. Because we all deserve the truth.
I mean, again, this is going to play during the Super Bowl.
Alex, remarkably powerful. I mean, just reacting to it in real time with you, maybe one of the most powerful Super Bowl ads I've ever seen. Most of those ads are about commercial products. This is one of the biggest controversies in modern American political history. And to see the victims take the stage in that moment, I think is remarkable. It's probably going to lead to another wave of calls, bipartisan calls, for more transparency out of the Justice Department.
No justice for them as of yet. But also, before we go to the next video about the Super Bowl ads, JD Vance was at the Winter Olympics in Milan, and he got booed. JD Vance got booed at the Olympics, y'all. Please pay attention. Over in Italy. See, people are not checking for the United States after all the shenanigans.
Individual sport, what an honor for her.
There is the Vice President, J.D. Vance, and his wife, Usha. Ooh, those are not, those are a lot of boos for him. Whistling, jeering, some applause. Not a long shot of him.
Okay, how cracked was his face? How cracked was his face? So, well, they say when you lie down with dogs, you wake up with fleas, right? So I'm wondering if Pam Bondi's going to get any consequences for her nefarious actions. Let's go to this clip first, and then we'll go to those commercials, that ad, because the ad, let me tell y'all something. Y'all saw the ad, right, with the blues? Once in the chat, if you all saw the Super Bowl ad with the blue square. Once in the chat, if you all saw that. If you all saw the Super Bowl ad with the blue square. Anybody see it? Nobody saw it? Songwriter says no. Buckhurst DC saw it. Paul Bunyan saw it. Okay, so we're going to talk about that because I'm telling y'all, honey, people are not feeling it. People are not feeling it, honey. Okay? We're going to get into it. Here we go. They want Pam Bondi to come clean and start talking.
Actually, 6 million documents, about 3 million are the ones that are going to be gone through by members of Congress behind closed doors. It has been 52 days and counting since that deadline to release all of the Epstein files. Just last week, the president told the country it's time to move on. But Epstein survivors insist in an ad that was released during last night's Super Bowl, they will not.
Let me tell you all something. Let me tell you all something. See, this is how you know that Trump is no good. Because any president who had an ounce of integrity, empathy, sympathy, who was just a good person, a decent human being, okay, a humane person, there's no way they would be trying to steer people away from this, saying, oh, it's time for us to move on. These are people's lives. These are people who have been traumatized, victimized. All sorts of nefarious things have happened to them. This is how you know that he absolutely was involved. Because were he not? Why would he be so busy trying to get us to get away from it? You should want justice for these people. Okay, these are Americans. And didn't he say America first? Let's continue.
After years of being kept apart, we're standing together.
Standing together.
Because this girl deserves the truth.
Because she deserves the truth. Because we all deserve the truth.
Beautiful young ladies. I hate that happened to them. Pam Bondi, tell the darn truth.
With me now, Epstein survivor Marina Lacerda. Thank you so much for being with us. That last full black and white screen, it's time for Pam Bondi to tell the truth. Can you be more specific? What is the truth that you believe is being withheld?
You know, sometimes we have this conversation as survivors all the time, and we question, why does she keep resisting to release the rest of the files, right? That's one of the questions. And we just wonder, who is she really protecting at the end of the day?
Trump.
And we have so many questions. And I think the main one is, you know, we know that she has, you know, family members, nieces, you know, she has a mother. If anything would have happened to anyone in her family, she would have been on top of this. And we just don't understand why she's siding with the perpetrators versus siding with us, because in the beginning it seemed like she was going to side with us, and now it's so different than what we expected.
Is there something that you and your survivor and the other survivors know should be in the 3 million documents that have already been released that isn't there? And in other words, that you believe is being withheld in the other documents that have not yet been released?
You know, we don't know. I think this last documents that we got was very shocking to us, you know, and I think the whole thing was shocking, but I think the 6 pages of allegations was extremely shocking and very disturbing. So we don't know what is in those 3 million files that it's so hard to, you know, that everyone's finding so hard to get released. And We just wonder what could be in those files, because if those 3 million files that we got was very shocking, we could only imagine what is in the rest of those 3 million files, you know?
Today, Ghislaine Maxwell had another chance to answer questions. She said, I'll answer questions if I get clemency. You don't look surprised, but I wonder what went through your mind when you heard that.
You know, it's what I've said before. This has become a circus act at this point. You know, we are wasting time giving this woman a platform to even speak on. She has lied to us before, and now she is sitting there pleading the fifth. And we all know what that means, right? Just pleading the fifth means that you're lying. You don't want to answer the questions, right? And it didn't surprise me, to be honest with you. We expected this. We knew this was going to happen. And we're just upset that, you know, Congress and they're wasting their time giving this woman a platform that is not going to give us any answers. We know this already. We know who she's protecting at the end of the day. And we know that she's going to continue to protect multiple predators, as I should say.
Exactly. And not only that, here's the thing. They said that when she was speaking today, that she was not in a detention facility. They said she wasn't in prison. So I thought she was going to be at the, you know, there physically in the building. But so I guess they had her like on Zoom or something. But they said from the background, she looked like she was in some cushy place, like some nice building or something. They were saying. They said she clearly wasn't in jail, honey, or prison. Okay. So yeah, like I told y'all earlier, she got the day off. Measurement says, if you get a chance, Queen, look into the Odyssey Institute in New York that took gifted underprivileged kids in Africa, Brazil, and in the files on a Disney. One is a Disney exec. It's deep. Data scientist on surface. All right. Thank you, beloved. I appreciate you. And thanks for your contribution to the channel. Peace, love, and blessings. Honey, I exposed Disney so many moons ago. I went in on them. I exposed them when I was on Facebook. Okay. Before I even got to YouTube. I went in on them, and I still have that video too, all the receipts. Now, so before I go to I know I keep saying before I go to it, but I want to show y'all this commercial, not commercial, but this video that this woman posted. She's Puerto Rican. Now she says that she had a Super Bowl party and a MAGA crashed the party. But what ticked me off with her is she said the man was in there being racist in her house, and her husband didn't do anything. She's talking about she froze. Girl, who's letting some redneck racist come to your house and tell you about yourself?
Racist MAGA asshole come into our home and ruin the Bad Bunny Super Bowl halftime show for us. I don't even know what to say, honestly. I am shocked. This person was not family. They were not invited. And he had the fucking nerve to gullet down the fucking homemade sancocho that I made to celebrate Puerto Rican culture and the halftime show, to celebrate my Latino American heritage. My husband noticed a red flag before any of us, I guess, when he said, oh yeah, we made all this Puerto Rican food for the halftime show. And he said, well, who's the performer again? Is that because they're Puerto Rican? He fills his plate to the brim, just shoveling it down his fucking face. And I'm thinking, oh, this is great. Like, the halftime show started. I was just in love with it from the very second. The set that they put together with the sugar cane and all the little vignettes of Puerto Rican culture, I was just in awe. I was having such a good time for the first 3 minutes of it. And then all of a sudden, this man starts talking about, well, yeah, but they're not real Americans. One of the other family members says, oh, you need to go back to history class and learn that they are actually a territory of the United States and they do have American citizenship. They are American. He goes, yeah, but not actually, right? But then everyone in the room's like, hey, you need to zip it, because we are all here. We're watching this Super Bowl simply because we wanted to watch this halftime show. We have been looking forward to this. This is not your fucking house. Just be quiet, and then we can finish the rest of this and enjoy it. And he just could not fucking shut up. He kept on. He's like, oh, what is he saying again? Does anybody understand the lyrics? No, because nobody can understand fucking Spanish in here. And at that point, I don't know what it is when you're faced with a situation like this where you just freeze. And I feel so embarrassed to freeze because I knew the lyrics. I knew what he was saying. At that moment, I should have jumped up and said, he's talking about how his aunt asked why he has so many girlfriends, and you need to get the fuck up out of my house, you fucking bitch ass motherfucker. I didn't. And instead, a near fight breaks out, a near fist fight breaks out in my house. Thank goodness they all left at that point. But it ruined the entire experience. And I had to experience racism against my culture in my own fucking house by an uninvited guest. I'm still shaking right now. I feel violated. I'm ashamed that I didn't stand up for myself and my child, who is also a Latino American. And then we finally sat down and watched it. And of course, the entire show is just nothing but a celebration of Latino culture, every single aspect of it. I am so filled with pride. At the same time, I feel degraded, dehumanized, and attacked in my own home. And I don't know, I know that I'm privileged to have never experienced that before in my lifetime. I've experienced, even as a white-skinned Latino, I experienced microaggressions as a child, but I never experienced anyone coming into my own home and making me feel like less than human. And that stupid son of a bitch had the gall to sit there and shovel food down his face by the people that he was degrading at the same fucking time. I'm so angry. I'm so sad. I'm so everything. I'm just so fucking irritated that this fucking motherfucker came into my house and ruined the one thing that I've been looking forward to all goddamn week. But you know what? After he left, he didn't ruin the experience for me because I sat there and I focused and I was mindful and I absorbed every bit of it and I enjoyed every bit of it. And I'm proud to be Latino American, and I will not let some stupid asshole like that make me feel like a piece of shit. He's the piece of shit. Tonight we had a racist MAGA asshole.
Now she got online and talked all that trash. She got online and talked all that trash. Miss Charlie said, sorry, I don't believe you. I believe her. I just think she's a whole fool because you're not coming to my house to talk crazy to me. You're going to stay there. And I know you don't like people who look like me. You got to go. And I'm going to be looking at whoever brought you with them sideways because at the end of the day, they didn't know you were racist. Okay, they didn't see the red flags. Sure, they knew. They probably knew. Okay, at the end of the day, it's all crazy. All crazy. But anyway, let's continue. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Now let's go to the commercial, the ads. They got everybody all in a tizzy. Okay. Let me pull up the actual commercial first. And then we'll go to the people's responses. It's all a hot mess. Hold on. Okay. And then what got me was her husband didn't even do anything. She said she didn't stand up for herself. Girl, your husband should have stood up for you. Okay, I wish I would. Oh, crazy. Husband must have been scared. I don't know what was going on with that. Sounds crazy to me.
Robert Kraft, the owner of the New England Patriots, released this commercial that's supposed to run during the Super Bowl. And I need you all to watch this.
Did you see that? Do not listen to that. Thank you. I know how it feels. I know where to go. Stay here. What's your name? David? Hello.
Not the blue square now. Let us be reminded that Zionism and Judaism are not one and the same. And those of us who truly understand what we are fighting against know the difference. Also understand that media literacy and being able to read propaganda is a survival tool and a survival tactic. Who benefits from that specific story in that commercial being told? Because if we really wanted to talk about bullies, We can talk about the deployment of frozen water on American streets, the deployment of National Guards on American streets, the post that the president made about Barack and Michelle looking like monkeys. There's no bigger bully than a billionaire trying to convince people of the working class of who's actually being oppressed. Apparently, Robert Kraft.
Exactly. Okay. Now, let me show you all the Black folks' response. Because let me tell you something. When I saw this man's video, I knew exactly what he was talking about. Okay, before he didn't even say a word. He didn't say anything. He didn't even say anything. It's like we were on the same wavelength. Okay, we all knew what he was talking about because all of us were putting in the comments. We were like, yeah, I was like, yeah, we know what you're talking about, and we're all on code. Okay, please pay attention. Nobody had to say a word.
This message is for Black people. This message is for Black people.
I immediately knew what he was talking about because that was the same look on my face when I saw it. I was like, are they serious? And it's Black History Month? Are y'all playing games? Are y'all playing games right now? I find it all so interesting. I mean, everybody just does us so bad. Don't y'all think? Okay, we don't even have to say anything, okay? We all knew what each other was talking about. That's why I told you all, at the end of the day, we don't have to come to the internet with anything. We already know what's going down. Please pay attention. Now, some Black people, of course, they did say something, okay? Some of them, they did say something. Hold on, let's get into it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Okay, here we go. Hold on.
So that commercial, that was fucking weird. That was odd. Can we first of all, can we have anything at all? Can we have anything at all? You got your Black friend who's like, I get it. I stand up to anti, and then it's a blue square instead of a black. Can we have anything at all? But first of all, like that was fucking that was weird. So that
Now, you know why some people aren't saying anything, because they can't say what they really want to say.
I was at a Super Bowl. I just wanted to check with the people real quick. Y'all saw that little blue square commercial, right? Y'all know which one I'm talking about, right? Where some kid walking to a high school, he get bullied because he's being Jewish, and then some Black kid walks up and puts a blue square on his little book, says, I know how it feels. Like, bro, y'all saw that, right? Am I the only one that think they out of pocket for that? Now, I haven't looked into this a ton, but I could almost assure you is that commercial was funded by them blue and white people over there, hence the blue square, right? And it's not even the fact that they're trying to combat anti-Semitism right now, because I understand, like, obviously that's a thing that shouldn't happen. No. It's the fact that them blue and white people over yonder, y'all know what I'm talking about, BB people, thought it would be appropriate to include Black people in the conversation talking about, yeah, I know how it feels. Shut your big, oh, man. Leave us the fuck alone. Leave us out of this. We didn't ask for this. Listen, if anti-Semitism is on the rise, it's because them people out there is wilding right now. And like I said, that's not an excuse to discriminate against anybody for any reason. But if you want to make a commercial to raise awareness and combat it, do that. That's fine. But don't co-opt the Black movement and Black people's struggles to reinforce whatever message you're trying to send. No. Stand on your own. You got it.
You said stand on your own. You got it. Yeah, you do. Okay, you do. Please pay attention. And I'm sorry, but the struggles are not even the same. Our struggles are not the same at all. Okay, at all. Period. We have it worse than anybody ever.
Did you guys see that Blue Square ad they ran during the Super Bowl? You know, the Stop Anti-Semitism ad they ran during Black History Month in a country where over 50% of all hate crimes committed are towards blacks. That's just super interesting, right? Did you guys see that Blue Square ad they ran during the Super Bowl?
What do y'all have to say about it? Did y'all see it, and what do y'all think? What did y'all think when y'all did see it? I found it all very interesting myself. I had the same look on my face that man had on his, honey. I'm telling you right now. Because I'm like, wait a minute, what? Now I had another video and I accidentally deleted it. It was a good one too. It was a white woman talking about how powerful black people are. Okay, I done clicked off the door video. I accidentally deleted it just now and can't find it. So anyway, okay, Nene said even the white guy knows it's disrespectful. Okay, he wasn't the only one. Some more of them were saying the same thing, honey. Okay, please pay attention. Now, with that all being said, let's talk about this lady who got her face burned, according to her, by MAGA, honey. She said MAGA burned her face. Yikes. And her face looked bad too. It looked bad. It really did. She had burns on her face. I don't know how they burned it. She didn't give a lot of details though. She didn't give a lot of details, which was annoying some people because we were like, tell us the whole story. But the fact that her face was burned was enough to tick me off because I was literally crying. I'm just gonna tell y'all the truth. I was crying because she was crying because her face was effed up. Okay, and I was thinking, this is what they out here doing. Let me tell y'all something, black people. Y'all better go to the gun range, learn how to shoot if you don't know, and get you something to protect and defend yourself. Because, baby, I'm not about to get caught up in no hate crime and don't have nothing to defend myself. Okay? I'm not trying to get caught up in a whole hate crime and don't have anything to protect myself. All right? I stay strapped. Period.
So I just woke up to MAGA doxing me. Mind you, this is what they did to my face. This is what they did to me. And now they're doxing me all over the internet, and they did this to me. Look at my face. I have second-degree burns all over my face. I can't even move my face. I did not attack anyone. I didn't hurt anybody. All I did was...
What do you all think they burned her with? Because she doesn't say. But from the looks of it, it looks like they possibly burned her with cigarettes or something. I don't know what they did.
Move his camera. And he attacked me. Look at what he did to me. They vandalized my car. They kicked a dent in my car. They threw water bottles at me, threw water at me. And now they're all in my comments calling me the N-word, being racist as hell. Like, fuck Nazis. Fuck all of you. So I...
Isn't that awful? Isn't that awful? Now, I'm going to let you all see what she looks like with her makeup done. Okay? I'm going to let you all see what she looks like with her makeup done. I've muted her audio because music is playing. Okay, she looks a lot better with her makeup on, honey. But this is, of course, before they burned her face. I mean, the nerve. She said she moved the guy's camera, and then that's when they attacked her. I guess he may have been trying to record her or something. I'm not sure. But isn't that absolutely egregious? Isn't that crazy? Honey, I'd be somewhere plotting revenge. I promise you that. You might think you're going to get away with it, but babe, don't let me catch you in a dark alley. Okay? I'm coming out like Liam Neeson. Let me stop talking tough. Okay, here we go. Now, with that all being said, finesse 2 times. Tell y'all. Hotel Side said, that's me too, Queen. Okay, let me tell y'all something. Songwriter Sonny said they probably spits. Are you saying that their hot breath burned her face? Wow. Laverne said a low down shame. It is. It is. At the end of the day. Okay, and spit. Speaking of that, honey, don't ever anybody spit on me. If you love living, don't spit on me, okay? Because there's no telling what I'm gonna do, but I know it's not gonna be anything good. That's one of the things that would really send me over the edge. Okay, now let me let y'all hear this fool because finesse 2 times. I just want to tell y'all that I do not agree with what finesse 2 times said about Glorilla's sister. He went all in, you know, and oh, is that what she said? She said it was Mace. Mace burned your face like that? Wow. So Mace does that to your face? Chemical burns. Yeah, that's a chemical burn. Yes, I guess it would. Ooh, honey, that's awful. Okay, thank you for letting me know, beloved. Now, with that all being said, let's get into it because when I tell y'all, finesse 2 times didn't hold back on Glorilla's nefarious sister. Oh, honey, I cannot condone what he's saying. Okay, I can't condone this stuff, even though I find it hilarious. But nonetheless, okay, nonetheless, they tried to bleep out most of his curse words, but he's still cursing. That's why I played it last. Okay, here we go.
Did what you supposed to did to be somebody, bitch. You ain't no singing, bitch. You ain't no rapping, bitch. You ain't no dancing, bitch. You's a gay bitch. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. About a bitch with tattoos in their face. Do you think I give a huh? Man, slap that bitch to the floor. That whole dead wrong. It's just that simple, man. You don't go to the internet and talk about your folk like that because you ain't got no in me hustle. Get up off your ass. Sell some ass. Sell some dick. Go to your nearest street, every city. I don't give a how big, how small it is. It got a truck stop. And they got something called light lizards. Become one. Quit basing your feature off the next motherfucker success, bitch. And I ain't through with you. I just want them to hear this me unreleased. But I ain't through with your ass, bitch. Cause you remind me of my cousin them, bitch. Shut the up. All this wine, bitch. And go get you some money, bitch. Go do a drive-by. Go kill somebody. Go take a hit on GTA. Go do something. Go wash some cars. Go you don't want to sell no ass? Or shake it. And drop it. Or wiggle it. Go to Hooters. Go to and me Sonic or something, bitch. What the is your time out? Did what you supposed to did to be somebody.
So wrong for all of it. When he told her, when he told her, goodness, honey, when he told her to do a drive-by, how desperate do you have to be? Then, when he said, you know, they got truck stops in every city on the in every city, and they got something called lot lizards. Become one. Oh my goodness, my ribs hurt. I'm not even joking. Oh my goodness, that was beyond nefarious. Okay, I have one more video for you all before I leave out of here. Whew, honey, that was a roast, okay? That was absolutely a roast. Now, with that all being said, I am so through. There is a video I wanted to show you all about this nefarious Uber driver. Hold on. That's all crazy. Hold on, let me look it up. Oh, here it is. Yeah. I put it under nasty DoorDasher. I want y'all to see this crap. Honey, this made me say, yikes. Never order DoorDash. Never order DoorDash. Okay, this is disgusting. Measurement said, I don't condone lot lizards. I don't either. And I definitely wouldn't be encouraging anyone to become one ever. Okay? Is he serious? I am through. Okay, here we go.
Tonight, we begin with the DoorDash delivery caught on camera that's raising serious concerns tonight about food safety.
A Toledo woman says she watched in real time as her delivery driver did something she calls disgusting before dropping off the food. 13 Action News reporter Alexis Means has the video. She's live with the story tonight. Alexis?
Well, the customer told me that this is something no one wants to see before their meal is delivered. A Toledo woman says she'll never order food delivery again after her Ring camera caught something disturbing. Ring camera video shows what appears to be a DoorDash driver with her hand down her pants. Ashley May says her food was delivered Monday just after 5 p.m.
I ordered my DoorDash, and when it arrived, I was watching it on my camera, and I seen the person who delivered it reach like inside of their pants and itch or something for a little while, and then they used the same hand to like set my food down and then proceeded to take a picture and leave.
May says she couldn't believe what she saw.
I was like, I didn't see what I just seen, so I like rewinded it to make sure, and it was absolutely that.
She did not eat the food.
I went out there with like garbage bags over my hands and just like threw it right in the dumpster. I took it right to the trash.
She reported the driver to DoorDash.
They were giving me a refund within like 5 to 7 business days. And then they contacted me today with, they still gave me $50 worth of credit on my account. So probably won't use it, but it's there.
DoorDash issued this statement to 13 Action News. This behavior is unacceptable. We immediately took action to deactivate the dasher and have contacted the customer to make things right. Restaurants get inspected, but delivery drivers, the health department says that's a different story. A spokesperson issued us this statement. Toledo Lucas County Health Department food inspectors work closely with operators to ensure proper food safety practices inside the facility. However, once food leaves the establishment, these safeguards are no longer guaranteed. Delivery drivers are not typically trained food handlers, but they play a role in maintaining food safety during transport. Consumers should understand that some level of risk exists when using third-party delivery services. For May, the risk may be too much.
Definitely, I won't be ordering delivery anymore. I will pick it up or I'll make something at home.
Now, the driver spoke with us on social media. She says the video doesn't tell the whole story. Sasha, back to you.
Tonight, we begin with the DoorDash delivery.
First of all, what in the hell does she mean the video doesn't tell the whole story? Yikes! We saw you stick your whole hand down your pants and scratch or whatever you were doing and then touch that lady's food. Girl, doesn't tell the whole story. What part do we need that's going to change what we already saw? That's going to make it better. Nasty, dirty devil. Probably had a whole yeast infection. Yeah, or crabs. Who knows? Do people still even get crabs? Nasty skank. What did Yala Van Zant say? A gutter strike, a gutter snipe, straight up out the hood. Okay, but hold on. There's more. Because I did mean to show you all this. I saw this a few weeks ago. A DoorDash driver sparks outrage after being filmed opening a customer's food. And I'm going to let y'all see what he did. I'm not going to ruin the surprise. I'm going to let y'all see what he did with his little old nasty self. And this man followed him to get his, walk right up to his car to let him know he saw him. Okay, here we go. Look at it.
He's door dashing. This is how the scandalous. Look at this food's taking. He's door dashing and taking food from the people. Oh, what a sick food! Putting his shoes on there. Oh wow! 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 Wow. I got you on camera, bro. You're sick, bro. You're fucking disgusting. Why are you gonna put your shoes? You're disgusting, bro. You're nasty, bro. This guy's putting shoes on the people's food. You're disgusting, bro. You're fucking sick. You're fucking disgusting, bro. I got you on camera, bro.
It's mine.
Huh?
It's mine.
It's yours?
Mine.
Okay, bro. It's yours. Sick fuck. This is how the scandalous.
Nasty dog. You know what though? And sadly, the person probably ate that darn food. I think to put his damn short. You know what? I probably would have followed him. Wouldn't have let him know that I saw him. I probably, if I had time and a chance, I would have gotten in my car and followed his arse to see where he's taking that food to. And as soon as he pulled up, I'd have pulled up and shown them my video footage of what he did. Nasty devil. Isn't that something? Who does that? And he probably did it for no reason. Just being a nasty, dirty dog. Okay, I saw another video that was gross too. It don't even really matter if you order DoorDash or not. People can always do something nasty to your food when they're preparing it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that's why if I do go out to restaurants, I prefer to go to restaurants where you can actually see them prepare your food. You know, like a hibachi grill where I'm sitting right there. Or Papado, they have glass around their kitchen. So at the end of the day, but other than that, honey, I'm not trying it because these people are nasty. I saw this dude, this little white dude. He looked like he was in high school. He was working at a restaurant like McDonald's or somewhere. He's sitting there fixing the food, and he thinks nobody doesn't see him. I guess he didn't know there was a camera. I don't know. But he took the bun off and spit on somebody's food. Put the bun back on and put it in the container, honey. Yes, he did. Dirty devils. Like, people are nasty, disgusting, sick. I've seen all kinds of sick stuff, honey. That's why I am like, honey. I'll eat it home. Thank you. Okay, I'll eat it home. Miss me with it. So anyway, with that all being said, I'm about to roll up out of here. Okay, I'm about to roll up out of here. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe. Okay, please like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to double check and make sure you're still subscribed to the channel, especially if you have not been receiving your notifications. Okay, and let me tell y'all something too before I go. There were some Black people going in real hard about that little blue square commercial. They were going in real hard, but I didn't play their videos. I didn't play their videos because they was going in too hard, and you already know how it is on these streets of YouTube. Okay, but they were going in, but you can find it on TikTok, I'm so sure. Yeah, people were very upset. They was very upset. And then it's Black History Month too, and this is what y'all pulling. This is the gag of it all. Okay, so anyway, I'm out of here. I love you all to life. Okay, I hope you all enjoy the rest of this evening. I will see you in the morning with your morning wake-up call. Until then, beloveds, each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
Hit him with that flavor all in my skin, God all in my blood.
Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen,